The number 23 from the outside of the front row all looked good in the early stages of the race, but the scenery has been changing through the course of all that. Loris Spinelli, who pitted before 23 did and really was on very strong form. Some really quick laps, ate up the advantage. Obviously the 23 was too soon out of the pits, and that has cost it enormously. So Theresa taking the middle of the track line there. Powering around what is now a dry circuit, just keeping an eye on the race lead. Spinelli ahead by 7 seconds of Nemoto lapping. Well, he's lost a little bit of time to him. Nemoto quicker around, well, wow, the first third of this lap. Nemoto's taken 1.2 seconds out of that lead, so I think it's too little too late, but Nemoto really has been very, very impressive here in Germany. Of course, Japanese drivers no stranger to the rain at all, but Nemoto was out when the track was pretty much dry. Now Jonathan Cecotto trying to do what he can to see if he can get at least the points for 4th place. Gerhard Theresa at the moment looks as though he's able to resist that challenge, but can he do it for the remaining 4 and a bit minutes? Always find when you watch these races you sort of pick your favourite liveries, and I do like the race livery of the Cecotto car. Stands out very well on dull days and bright days alike with that day glow yellowy green flash alongside the blue. Jinx to the outside. He's going to try and tuck back on the inside. No, he's trying to go for a better exit from the chicane. Slow in, fast out, always the ruling, but let's see, under acceleration, totally covered by Theresa. Ooh, I said the gap between first and second was 7 seconds. It's 4.3 seconds. So in the space of a lap, it's come by 2.7 seconds. It's coming down fast. So let's have a look at Nemoto in number 6. He ended up second. Yes, sorry, he ended up not second. They got pushed back down to 5th yesterday, but looking very serious indeed. It's the challenge down into turn 1. Theresa deep into the corner. Who's going to get the power down better? They're side by side, but Theresa's on the inside line through turn 2. Cecotto's going to have to go all the way around the top. But what we see, I thought he was going to try and tuck down the inside into turn 3. Couldn't quite get the nose of the car, and he's going to have to try and ride it around to turn 4. Nothing doing. Under 3 minutes left on the clock, so Theresa has stayed in 4th place for at least half a lap longer. Now this is Loris Spinelli getting delayed by back markers. In the background is the white car. Here it comes. Here's the chase. The chase is coming in, another 0.4 of a second gained in the first third of the lap by Nemoto in number 6, but he too will have to pass these cars. But certainly Spinelli is either being cautious or frustrated, or being frustrated because he is cautious. Either way, he's being careful. It does look as though this race is in the bag. 2 and a bit minutes remaining. 4th place still in the hands of Theresa. In number 8, Jonathan Cecotto pushing so hard in the car that had that drive-through penalty. It had been in 2nd position. Now it's finding itself getting a far smaller helping of points. Now, there is 17 in the background of the shot. The black car with the red stripe jinking around behind the orange and black Huracan in front of it. No cars between him and the car that's chasing. Good lap for Yuki Nemoto. Terrible lap for Spinelli. He still, as he accelerates over the start-finish line, it was 4.3 seconds. It's down to 2.1 seconds, so halved in the space of 1 lap. You have to say that just the inability to get past this back marker has cost him dear, and the back marker turning in almost as though the race leader wasn't there, and that's number 54, who will not be getting a Christmas card this year from our race leader. That's Forest Racing. That's Jan van Oystel, who started right down at the tail end of the grid. Penultimate row of 16. Still Theresa holds on to 4th place. Still he comes under attack on what is now the final lap of the race. I thought we might just about squeak in one more, but and now the back marker Van Oystel in the way of the 2nd place Nemoto. Will he now be wise to the fact that blue flags for leaders encourage him to make a little bit of space? So the 2nd place white car Nemoto diving down into turn 8 wasn't delayed anything as much as Spinelli, but it's the final lap, and I don't think he's going to pull back a 2-second gap. But there are more cars up ahead of Spinelli. Fortunately for the Italian, one of them has done his best to keep out of the way, but they're running out of corners on which passing manoeuvres can be made. Oh, Nemoto nearly lost position there. Gerhard van der Horst, though, did his best, kept out of the way. Spinelli, he won yesterday by 0.214 of a second. It could be of a similar margin. It's not going to be a great deal more than 2 seconds. It might be down less and less. No cars between them as they go down out of turn 12 through the dip. 13 up the hill to 14 and 15, the chicane. And the kink at 16 and 17 is all they have left to go. Is any one of these back markers going to interrupt our race leader? No, if anything, it's going to be Nemoto behind, who had to take a slightly wider line into the chicane. Yes, it was. He's bottled up behind, so it will be victory for the car that started down in 5th place, but the car most notably that started as the championship leader. Someone goes off into the gravel at the final corner, but 2 wins in 2 days for Spinelli and Grenier. Another really strong showing from particularly Yuki Nemoto. 3rd place will be looking back for Rick Breukers. And there he comes, the black car with the red... Oh no, that's a different black car with the red stripe. No, it's just the sun is so much lighter. So there it is now. The brightness slightly caught me out. But 4th place, Twereza has done enough. That's been a mighty drive, because in terms of speed, Cecotto had an awful lot more to bring into the show. But of course, he ended up down in 5th because there was that drive-through penalty. He could have been 2nd. He could have been challenging for the race lead, but they'll have to rue the pit work. In the background, the black car with the yellow stripe winning the Pro-Am class is Kiko Gabbiati, number 30. And the winning car in the AM class, looking back for number 69, Philip Vlasic. It'd be good for him to take that, because he got knocked out of the race yesterday. But really, this weekend has belonged to